I'm going to spoil it for you. Spoiler alert. Here's how the film ends. Ready? At the very end, Star Wars dies.
I wondered what Lucas thinks of this.
Dude, I would die. I would die. So according to the Midnight's Edge video, according to that, if you guys watched that, according to that and their information, they took information directly from Bob Iger's book. According to them, George has not signed an NDA. Can you believe that? So he hasn't. He's literally, George could literally spill the beans about any of this, like details about what exactly happened. Dude, I want to, more than anything, I want to hear his treatments. I want to hear his trilogy. Apparently, okay, so we know that Luke was going to be training Leia. We knew that Luke was going to be training Leia in one of the movies, I think, but in episode 8, we were going to get the Guardians of the Wills, or the Wills. We're going to get a lot more of the details on what the Wills are. And get more crazy spiritual stuff. Like, that would be taking the Force to the next level. And really, especially with the technology that we have now, I would die to see that. Episode 8 is this completely there's a good story intertwined from what people are saying. But he was going to introduce the Guardians, or the Wills, the actual Wills themselves. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
No, I'm not that familiar.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Wills.
So they're spirits who are basically like entities of the Force. They're spirit dwelling entity / alien / sentient beings who are an embodiment of the Force. And so having them like be like Luke having to turn to them in episode 8 and like have this like epic spiritual like close encounters of the third kind type of throwdown, like that would be incredible. I would just
well here's an added thing to that. Like here's the thing. After Luke, even let's say the Last Jedi, Luke felt like after he lost Kylo Ren, because Kylo Ren killed everybody, and he felt despair. Instead of having Luke abandon the Force and sit on a freaking island, pouting, with a bunch of porgs, that would have been a good plot line to have him go seek out the Wills for help, right? If you need a little assistance, at least it doesn't show he's trying. He's not giving up. He won't give up on Kylo Ren, and he wouldn't give up on them. So he, you know what I mean? And that's sort of where where you still have that sort of that disconnect that we can't seem to get past, is the fact that like it takes Rey, who knows nothing of the guy or anybody, to like say she wants to save Kylo Ren. There's still good in him, but Luke, who saved whose own father was like the worst thing in the universe, and he goes out of his way to save, Darth Vader, but he wouldn't go out of his way to save his own nephew. Like, isn't that insane that he would just give up on his nephew? Oh well, he's a lost cause. Meanwhile, his father was more of a lost. He's not even a human anymore. His father was half machine at that point. And he didn't have a history with his father, and he still didn't want to give up on him. He has a history with Kylo Ren, and yet he gave up on him. What a piece of garbage that was. Like, there's no need for that. And that's one of the things
Luke didn't give up on him. Rian Johnson gave up on him.
Rian Johnson gave up on Star Wars, period.
I mean, in accordance with the stuff that we've learned, George Lucas's original treatment was Luke was supposed to be isolated, and then him having to train somebody, that whole concept was a good thing, but it does pull him back into the Force. It pulls him back into the Force. Anyway, that was something that was a George Lucas thing, FYI. So.
Anyway,
it wouldn't have been. My point is that it wouldn't have been done in such a nihilistic way. Like, the way it was done was so modern nihilistic. But if George had done it, Luke would have come around much sooner, and he would have been like, he wouldn't have been removed completely from the Force. He would just would have been down about stuff. And having him have a lost lover, that's my thing. Anyway, that's my opinion.
The whole being down on the Force is not in and of itself bad, but at the same time, the brandishing the lightsaber in menacing way, it's out of character. And I don't know if Lucas would have done that. just I'm gonna kill him because I can't think of any other reason. And even if George Lucas did think of that, I'm sorry, but I'm not. Just because George Lucas said something doesn't mean I think it's going to be great either. Because George Lucas had some really stupid ideas.
I think it would have been a lot more optimistic. That's all. That's all I was saying. It wouldn't have been done in such a negative light. But who cares?
So here's the thing. So today this was a couple of things that dropped. We have a couple of leaks. Like, have you seen any trailer with the Knights of Ren in it? I haven't seen one yet. Have you seen Knights of Ren in any trailer?
But JJ said, he himself said he wanted to make a movie about the Knights of Ren themselves. Like, he said that specifically because they were his idea. The Knights of Ren was his thing. That was his baby. And so it's weird that it sounds to me like they're not going to give Luke anything to do. At least if they have him do anything, like have him fight the Knights of Ren, because apparently it's going to be Kylo and Rey fighting Palpatine, which they have absolutely no connection to Palpatine at all whatsoever. So it's kind of pointless.
Okay, so this is I got this at the Disney store. I went to a couple of toy stores today, and I saw toys that they were putting in the Rise of Skywalker section. So this is a toy. These are the toys of the Knights of Ren. So we know they're in it for sure.
And so real quick, those are Sith Lord. Apparently, according to the marketing, they're Sith Lord stormtroopers, right? So it's a red stormtrooper, meaning it's a Sith Lord. It's like, if you're gonna have actual Sith Lords, just make them real Sith Lords. Don't make them Sith Lord stormtroopers. I mean, that's seriously the dumbest thing I've ever.
They're stormtroopers that have the Force, that can use the Force.
I know, but it's like, if they were, why would you put him in a stormtrooper outfit? Just have him be an actual Sith Lord. That's my opinion.
Yeah, have them walk around like Inquisitors.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing I wanted to post, wanted to show, which was, this was the main one for me. This was the big one. You see it, right? So you guys don't know what you're looking at. Can you see it now better, Ben? Should I make it bigger?
Oh no, I can see it. I can see it great. It's 3PO with Chewbacca's bowcaster, the famous bowcaster. I used to always play the old Battlefront games, and I used to always play Chewbacca because he was just so fun to play with on Endor. And you'd have him, and he would use his bowcaster. That was his thing.
Yeah,
always Chewbacca's thing.
On the video game, the bowcaster, you hold down the button, and it could shoot, with a stronger burst and do more damage if you held down the button.
So the whole thing with that was just like, why? Why does he have the bowcaster? Why? I mean, I'm trying to think of the rational reason for why. I know he's supposed to be a battle droid, but then they give him Chewbacca's weapons, and not just his weapon, but his actual, like, why the sash too, right? Obviously, you must have to have it. I guess special bullets, or whatever it shoots. That must be like where he reloads it from. But it's kind of awkward, right? First of all, it looks ridiculous on him. He should be way bigger because what is he, like 10 feet tall?
It does. It looks like it's half, like 3/4 of his size. So did you get a good look at the Chewbacca toy? Is the Chewbacca toy?
Yeah, it was in the back. He had the bowcaster as well, and it was way in the back. He looked like the old Chewbacca, like nothing different. I didn't change him at all.
So they both have bowcasters.
Yeah, and they both have.
So this could literally be just a. Sorry, I didn't mean. I apologize.
Yeah, no, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm just literally saying. So this literally could just be a misdirection, and they both get bowcasters. Like I think that it's just literally to get us thinking that 3PO is undergoing this crazy thing where 3PO is not a fighter; he's a runner. He runs from battles. And I just don't see him doing that. But it'd be interesting to see. He did that once in Attack of the Clones. I think they're just going to have them both have bowcasters. Like, they're going to give a bowcaster to 3PO, and 3PO is going to shoot somebody for like 3 minutes, and that'll be it.
Chewie's gonna look weird without his shoulders thing, his bowcaster, just naked,
But what if they kill Chewie? What if that's like they don't want to spoil that? Maybe that's one of the things they don't want to spoil. I think it's a possibility. I mean, I don't put anything past them anymore. Like you said, they don't want to pay for the old characters. What if they just, that's one of the secrets they want to keep. They don't want to talk about that one. I'm just trying to throw that out there, not because I want to shit stir, but I mean, we got to figure out what we want to believe, which is, yeah, they'll just have 2 bowcasters and 2 satchels. which it doesn't make any sense to me because I don't think there's only been one throughout the entire saga, and he's the only one that wore it.
I don't think they'll kill Chewbacca because, once again, from what I've read and from the the interviews that I've heard from members of Lucasfilm, they said specifically the reason why they retconned everything and basically dismissed the entire EU is because Chewbacca died in that story. Chewbacca was dead in that storyline. They wanted to bring Chewbacca back and have Chewbacca, like, he's literally a living prop. He's literally like, okay, now we put Chewbacca in there. Now it looks like Star Wars. Okay, that looks good now. Like, it's this very, it's, even though he should probably have died with Han Solo. He probably should have died going after Kylo and Kylo killing him. That's what she should have had. Have you guys read that story? It's a great story. Chewbacca getting killed by the moon,